The small, trashy house where Miss Ella W. Gibbs lived with all her 32 crazy kids was nastier than a Spanish jail cell. All day and night long, all that could be seen was huge rats and cockroaches running in and out her tiny, torn-up house from dusk to dawn as Miss Ellen W. Gibbs stood there loudly yelling, screaming, hooping and hollering all around the clock at all her 16 slouchy girls, Linda, Brenda, Lucinda, Katie, Sadie, Adie, May, Faye, Tay, Ella, Stella, Pella, Amy, Tammy, Jamie, and Mamie, and her 16 trifling boys, Trini, Benny, Rennie, Lenny, Fred, Ed, Ted, Jed, Bob, Rob, Sonny, Lunny, Runny, and Johnny, as she angrily chased behind them all, running full speed, as she drew back, swung, and repeatedly knocked them all down, one right behind the next, non-stop, unabated, nearly all day long. The small, nasty, cluttered up one-room shack where they all lived looked and smelled just like a huge, filthy hog pen. Lots of rotten, stale fish scattered out all over her dirty floor, nearly knee-deep with wet, dirty clothes and knocked-over trash cans filled up to the brim with dirty baby diapers that could be seen all over everywhere. And they all stood there half-naked all day long, crowded around their one and only broken black and white tiny TV set, all loudly laughing, snickering, and giggling themselves half to death nearly all day long. All the while, nearly 90 flea-infested stray dogs and cats entered the pig trail in and out along with all 75 of Miss Ellen W. Gibbs' small, filthy grandkids who stood there loudly yelling, screaming, hooping, and hollering all day and night long, still as wet, screamy, dirty, smelly, filthy, running nose, and without any question, all as hungry as they could possibly be. On and on they'd all tirelessly go, raving and rattling through every single trash can they all saw nearly all day and night long, endlessly looking for food while scattering loose trash, litter and debris all over town, going from street to street, as all the crazy lunatic parents stayed tightly stuck up in Miss Ellen W. Gibbs' small, nasty house all day long, endlessly watching TV while loudly laughing, sniggering and giggling themselves nearly to death all day long. All that could be heard was her loudly yelling and screaming, endlessly chasing them all through their entire trash-littered neighborhood, usually full speed, while angrily swinging left and right, calling them all a large, filthy pack of crazy buck-eyed lunatics. As she endlessly drew back, hauled off, and with all her 390-pound might loudly knocked them all down, one right after the crazy lunatic next as hard as she possibly could. Upside all their stupid lunatic heads, she tirelessly go, usually from sun up to sundown, trying her level best to break all their long, crazy necks as they all scattered out all over everywhere, desperately running and ripping for life and death, with her only steps behind, angrily foaming at the mouth, always as upset, frustrated, aggravated, humiliated, and without any question as mad as she could possibly be. All the while her long, nasty ankle-long dress would be repeatedly falling off time and time again as she tripped over, stumbled over, and fell over everything in her crazy pathway, getting slimy grease, slush, dirt, wet, sticky mud all over her face, arms, legs, dress, hair, feet, chest, back, and everywhere else, while still loudly yelling, screaming, hooping and hollering just before she quickly jumped right back up and continued chasing them all over town, loudly calling them all a large filthy pack of crazy buck-eyed lunatics over and over again while savagely knocking them all down. Sometime in their idiotic desperation to escape her insane onslaught almost at any cost, nearly 25 of them would run up into one of their nosy neighbors' small, nasty houses and completely tear up the entire place inside and out. As that crazy lunatic mama, Miss Ellen W. Gibbs, savagely knocked out windows, kicked down doors, ripped off rooftops, trying her idiotic best to rip them all apart, piece by crazy piece. As they all ran from room to room, still loudly yelling, screaming, hooping and hollering nonstop while hiding in closets, crawling under beds, squeezing through cracks, jumping out windows, one by crazy lunatic one. As their angry, frustrated, crazy lunatic mama, Miss Ellen, kept up her never-ending, relentless pursuit, always as upset, agitated, aggravated, without any question, as mad as she could possibly be. Sometime in their idiotic desperation to somehow, some way escape, they'd all run inside somebody else's old filthy, abandoned, torn up outhouse as fast as they all possibly could and stack up right smack dab on top of each other, nearly 8 feet high. Just before she'd always angrily kick the entire building completely down, nearly breaking all their crazy lunatic necks as they all once again desperately jumped up, right back up, and took off running right back home full speed, still loudly yelling, screaming, hooping, and hollering. As they all once again desperately jumped right back up and took off running as fast as they could, still loudly yelling and screaming, as they all crowded, crammed, and tightly packed back inside amidst all the other torn up worthless junk, which consisted of 5 filthy sofas, 3 wet, filthy beds, 9 broken down tables, 18 torn up cabinets, 28 filthy rugs, 4 doorless refrigerators filled up nearly 90 pounds of stale rotten food, 45 stacks of wet, dirty diapers, 80 turned over, half-filled up trash cans, and their one and only broken black and white TV set as they all stayed stuck in front of it all day long while loudly laughing, snickering, and giggling themselves nearly to death while their crazy lunatic mother, Miss Gibbs, stood there yelling, screaming, hooping, and hollering, trying her crazy lunatic best to knock them all down, one right after the next, nearly all day long.